Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's go to Udupi. So we're going to Mangalore first and from there we will be going to Udupi, and this trip is going to be super short, less than 2 days, and so stay with me and I'll tell you all the places you can see in Udupi in just less than 2 days. By the way, I love being at the airport more than even going on trips, and I don't know why exactly, but I guess it's because I like drinking coffee and observing people. Wait, is that DollyChaiwala? So yes, we saw DollyChaiwala, but we decided we'll order food first and then take a picture with him. And you know what? He was super nice actually. He had absolutely no ego, quite down to earth. And then we get to know our flight has been delayed twice. And then we did what we should have done and went and got coffee to sit around and do nothing. So we went to this really cute coffee place and we got my favorite hazelnut latte, which is usually my go-to and safest order. And I added some sugar in there and I had coffee with my favorite Shubman Gill. I'm just kidding. And then we did a little bit of time pass and then it was time for boarding. It was like a short flight and I just had a backpack with me, so I didn't really have to keep anything in the overhead cabinet, and it was quite peaceful actually. Everybody was sleeping but not me. Obviously it had been a while since I've been on a flight, so I was just looking around, just chilling, doing absolutely nothing but listening to music for a bit, and then it was already time to land. The minute I landed, I could feel the heat, I could feel the stickiness, and I was already missing Bangalore weather. But to my surprise, the Mangaluru airport is super cute, super organized, and that was great actually. It actually exceeded my expectations. Well, I was unaware there's Maza in cans now. Oh my god. And then I saw this aquarium like thing and I wanted to be in it because it was so hot and I'm sure it would have helped me cool off. But that's okay. Soon it started raining while we were on the way to our hotel. And it was like a 1 hour drive, a little lesser than an hour. Can we just skip straight to the plot twist, please? Okay, so the hotel was super cool actually. It looked quite luxurious, it was super clean, and obviously I was feeling nice that there was AC inside. Even the room was quite nice. So we decided to go get dinner, and there was this restaurant on the last floor where we went for our dinner. And guys, let me tell you, the view from there was quite cute, and the food, the staff, everything was definitely a 10 on 10. Okay, this was peri peri chicken fingers and they were so yummy. I can't explain. Like, it was spicy but also tangy. And then the biryani was really different from what kind of biryani I usually eat, but the chicken biryani was fantastic. Overall, great food. So we decided that I'm going to pack everything and then go have my breakfast because we had to leave towards Udupi. And this was the view, quite cute, right? Then my second favorite part about a trip, complimentary breakfast. It keeps me up at night. I make sure that I wake up way earlier just to go eat and get some time, and that's what I did exactly this time as well. And to my surprise, there was a lot of good food. So the reason I'm saying to my surprise is because the place we are living at was not even that expensive, but it had everything and a few really funny typos, but the food was fantastic irregardless. Also, something about the coffee there, it was fantastic. It had the right amount of bitterness, and this machine, I wanted to take it home, but of course, can't do that. The breakfast was good. I had a range of things. There was a wide spread of things. I just had this much because I wasn't that hungry, but I also didn't want to miss out. And I had chochos as well. So now, first off, we were off to St. Mary's Island, and that's also close to Malpe Beach. So if you go there, you can see both. And you use like this ferry to get to the island, and then you go to the beach. So that's how it is. And it's a nice long, drive. So it was quite fun, and we had a really nice driver who was telling us about the area, and he was so happy to have us. The entire drive was so nice and enjoyable. Like, you could see so much around you. You could see tiny stalls and stores, and you could also see the beach side. So definitely a very good experience. And Udupi is super clean. I can guarantee you it's super clean and not at all overexposed, at least not when I went there. And it wasn't even that crowded. So that was a huge plus point. And by chance, the weather that day was fantastic. It was very, sunny, but not that hot. But obviously that changed as the morning progressed into afternoon. So we finally reached and made our way inside. So there's a good amount of walking you have to do till you enter the office, where you have to buy the ticket to the ferry so you can go to the island and explore the beach there. And let me tell you, there's a good amount of walking, not too long, but because it's hot, I guess you feel like it's a lot of walking. I'm not sure. But we saw this place to get hats, and even though I despise the way hats look on me, I still decided to buy one. And here my friends are buying the tickets and I'm waiting as usual. So finally it was our turn to get on the ferry, and it was quite a huge ferry. They were giving life jackets, and obviously everybody wore those because, let's be honest, nobody wants to drown and die. And I knew that it would take some time because everybody had to get on the ferry, about 22 to 30 people. So until they hit that number, they do not start the ferry. So that's the catch, that you may have to wait for some time, but definitely worth the wait. Finally, the ferry started moving a little slowly, and then it picked up a little bit of speed. Then I went ahead and saw this view, and it was absolutely breathtaking. And don't worry, there were tons of people, everybody was waiting and looking turn by turn. So it's actually not that scary at all, it's quite fun. And yeah, here you can see they were playing music super loud on the speaker, so it was quite cute actually. It was fun. And then finally we reached St. Mary's Island, where we were permitted to stay for about 45 minutes, after which we were supposed to be back at the ferry by 12:45. So you can imagine it was quite hot by this time. I mean, it was actually really hot. Even though I was wearing shorts, I was feeling like I'm on fire. But still, kind of a little windy. I guess you can see it in the videos as well. And the beach was fantastic and breathtaking. The water was so blue, and it felt like nobody has been here before, even though I was surrounded by people. Then I decided that let's go get some watermelon juice. There's a bunch of stalls there where you can get juice and water and stuff like that. So definitely you could try that out. And here in the front, the water was actually quite intense. And I just knew that I've become completely tanned, but it's okay because I was having a nice time and I was enjoying, and everybody should spend some time in the sun. Also, there was so many seashells. Apparently you're not supposed to pick shells from there, but I'm sure a lot of people were doing it anyways. By this time, it was like a little windy, but it was hot at the same time, quite confusing but super fun. Then came the time to get back on the ferry and get back to our car. Needless to say, 10 on 10 experience, quite cute, quite fun. But make sure you make it back on the ferry on time because they will not wait for you. By this time, we were starving, so we decided to go get food. But before we could do that, our driver had a suggestion. He suggested us to go for the water sports because it was right next to St. Mary's Island, and so that's exactly what we did. So the cost of water sports here, I'll just put it here if you guys want to see it down in the description. But it was actually looking quite good. A lot of people were doing the water sports, so that kind of gave me the confidence to go for it as well. So I decided that I was not going to do the paragliding thing, but do the jet ski one. And it was actually quite fun, I'm not gonna lie. I had so much fun doing it. And you know what? This is a very zoomed in video, but at some point I was not seen. So nobody was able to film me because I was all the way to the left and I was not seen. It was hard to figure out who was who. So that's about it. But looking into the water when you're quite far is a little scary but also quite thrilling. My friends recorded me looking like a total idiot. I didn't even tie my hair properly, so now it literally had salt water in it. But quite a good experience. It was fun. I didn't feel that scared. So, yes, 10 on 10 experience. Also, can you see that tiny little thing? Yeah, those are my friends on that boat. I couldn't even record them and they were mad at me for not recording them. Weird, right? Anyways, then we made our way to this place called Nemo's by the beach for food. And let me tell you, it was an open air restaurant, but quite the vibes. Music was playing, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of interesting food, but even though I'm a non-vegetarian, the max I eat is chicken. So all of this squid and stuff was off the table. So I did what I do best. I ordered pepper chicken, naan and butter chicken, and the food was fantastic. Then for dessert, we went for brownie and ice cream. Again, it was like very yummy. Something about Udupi's food, even basic food is so good. No matter where you are, I think that's amazing. Now, the thing is that our bus to go back was at about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., which means we had a lot of time. So we decided that we're going to see the NIT lighthouse. And this suggestion was given to us by the driver. So, like I said, the driver was such a sweetheart. The whole scenery was amazing, and now it was not that hot anymore. The weather was getting better, and just look at this. Such a beautiful scene. I will never forget this trip, even though it's one of the shortest trips ever. And we've reached the NIT Suratkal lighthouse. There were a lot of students there, beautiful scenery. You have to pay 20 rupees per person as ticket to go there on top, and it closes by 6, so you have to be really quick. We were there at 5:30, so we had some time. And the beach was fantastic. Again, super clean, super serene, and the place looks old, and that's a part of the charm of this entire place. I just wanted to sit there for hours. Like, I could have just sat there for hours together without being in any rush. And then you take steps, and then this, at the end, you have this green thing. You have to go up this, and you have basically reached. And then just look at the view, and then I see that there's fire there, so I decided to zoom in on it. Then I was like, whatever. And then look at the entire place, so nice. I really wish you guys could feel how I felt when I was here. So the lighthouse actually overlooks the beach, and it's a very clean beach. And because it was evening, it was even better. Definitely standing there was such a good feeling, way better than looking at your screen right now, I guarantee you that. And then we saw this guy who was filming something, and 10 on 10 for his determination. And that's it. That's all we did at the lighthouse. It was time for its closing. So we made our way back, and now we were going to this place called Abish Mall. So the place called Abish Mall is less of a mall and more of a complex, and I found this place called Drink Lab because I just wanted to get something light because I didn't feel like eating dinner. Most of my friends split up and everybody was eating something or the other, and we decided that we'll all meet at one spot so that we could go to the bus stop together around 8:30, and that's what we did. Also, could you guys explain why the coffee everywhere in Bangalore and Udupi tastes so good? I am obsessed. I wanted to take it home with me. Then finally, we went in groups of 3 by autos to the bus stop right outside NIT Suratkal, and it was Diwali season, so a lot of students were actually coming and going. And finally the bus arrived, and to my surprise, in the bus, it was quite good actually. It exceeded my expectations. I hadn't ever traveled in a sleeper bus yet, but good experience. 9 on 10. I wish the bathrooms were cleaner. And that's it. Now this is me going home to crash on my bed because home sweet home. So yes, that's it for this video, guys. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of this vlog, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below and I'll reply to it. Here are my social medias. Please go give me a follow. Thank you for all of your support. Take care. Bye. See you in the next one.